Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Profit Man's channel. My name is Alex, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at the numerology for Donald Trump and how it will affect crypto this year. Stick with me because I'm going to give you a detailed explanation of what I truly believe will happen towards the end of this year. So, what is numerology? Numerology is a metaphysical science which consists of numbers being in tune with energy vibrations that we can't see or we can feel them. We can use numerology to decipher the key movers of this market to better understand what we could expect next. This is the first video of this kind that I'm making publicly on the YouTube channel, so I prefer to start with a public figure such as Donald Trump. But why this character, you may ask? I think that we can all agree that is a figure that is currently calling the shots for a lot of what is happening throughout the world. So understanding his numerology can actually give us a glimpse as to what we can expect in financial markets, especially in crypto, as he advertised himself during his 2024 campaign as a pro-crypto president. So let's start deciphering. So Donald Trump is born on June 14th. What you guys can see is born under the Chinese zodiac, the sign of the dog, which we're going to be talking about in a second. Is a life path 4, and his secondary energy is number 5. If you guys are wondering why it's number 5, it's because you have to do 1 plus 4 on this date, and that is your secondary energy. The way that you get to the 4 is you have to sum up the month, day, and the year. So 6 plus 14, 6 plus 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 4 plus 6, which will then give you 31. You do 3 plus 1, and that's your life path 4. That's how you get to it. What's also very important to mention is that his life path number 4 and his secondary energy number 5 actually match the one of the USA, because the US was founded on the 4th of July 1776. And the life path of the US is life path number 5, and his secondary energy is number 4. So you can see how it's like a yin yang type of combination. So it makes it very favorable for somebody like Donald Trump to be the president of the US. It matches from a numerology perspective. Going back to Donald Trump, is the sign of the dog. So the dog, um, each each animal in Chinese astrology has friendly signs and as an enemy sign. Okay, each sign has an enemy sign every 12 years, and you will have some neutral and some friendly years um, throughout the years. Okay, for example, Donald Trump is a dog. For example, the traits of a dog is that he loves attention. We know that to be the case. He doesn't trust people easily. He tolerates certain things, then bites after a certain threshold. We know that to be the case with Donald Trump. He is emotional, but it can also surprise you with toughness, which is what we're seeing this time around. You guys remember in this when he first got elected as a president of the United States, back then it wasn't really like that. It wasn't really for the wars and things like that. So I think that people got the wrong image of what Donald Trump is capable of doing. But the Chinese zodiac doesn't lie, because we can see right here that a person that has traits of the dog can actually surprise you with toughness, and we are seeing what he's actually capable of. But the reason why is so big this time around on this stuff is because overall is in a friendly year. While it's not a dog year, it is the fire horse here, and as you guys can see, the horse is a friendly sign along with the tiger to the dog. Okay, the only enemy sign is the dragon, but that is not going to happen for a few years, so he doesn't really have to worry about it. So he's in a friendly year. He's in a year where he's in not necessarily fully in his energy, but enough to make an impact and enough to matter. for what that matters. Okay, another important thing that we must mention is that he is in 11 personal year in a 5 personal month. So understanding personal years and personal months allows you to decipher why certain events happen at specific times and why we feel the energy shifts throughout the year. The energy of the year remains constant throughout the year, while the monthly energies are subject to change throughout the year, and each value has a different meaning. Now, you may ask, how do you calculate that? So, basically, take the values of the day and the month of his birthday. You can also do this with your own birthday. And the last year he celebrated his birthday. And because he's born on June 14th, his last birthday was last year at the moment in which I'm recording this video. So the math we have to do is 6 for June plus 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, which sums up to 20. And because you have to then reduce it to 2 plus 0 equals 2, we get 11. But you may ask, well, why 11? Right? You just got 2. Well, in numerology, number 2 is a near an 11. Because 11 is a master number, that reduces um, to a 2, which is 1 plus 1 equals 2. I will explain more about master numbers in the future. The reason also as to why March 2026 is a 5th month for him is because March is the 3rd month of the year and is in an 11 personal year. So what we do is 3 plus 1, which is 5. On the 11 personal year, you're going to be on the spotlight, and we can definitely see that to be the case. And on top of that, we have the 5 energy for the month of his personal year, and we can expect the number 5's energy, which brings confrontations, wars, and things like blackouts and communication issues can also happen. But overall, it seems a lot of change, and it's not a coincidence that a lot of what has been going on ever since March, especially regarding the situation in the Middle East, is happening right now. It is not a coincidence. Also, in many of the U.S. airports, where they're now facing this issue because of the lack of the TSA staff due to funding issues. Now we're seeing, as of today, ICE agents working as TSA in the airport. So again, a lot of change is happening this month, and this is not coincidence. We got the numbers to back it up. So I want to show you guys some of the stuff, okay, that we can actually expect from Donald Trump. Let's start with April because, well, March, and the reason why you're seeing 2025 before anybody asks that is because, well, he hasn't had his birthday just yet. So, like I said, we measure the personal year number until his birthday hits. From there, we have more to look at, but I will touch on this stuff in a second. Okay, so as of March, in your 2025, March 2026, we can expect to see changes. Okay, in your the description of this particular website, it doesn't really matter, but you're expected to see changes. Okay, um, there's going to be changes in personal and financial life. Okay, in April, which is personal month number 6 for Donald Trump, there's going to be more responsibility, more orientation, in my opinion, towards the USA, in my opinion. Not that it isn't doing it right now by any means, but more about probably caring about the people. It's going to be more responsibility towards his country and career as a president. So we can expect to see more of that in April. Um, and this is the month where it will be probably close to finishing old work and projects. This could be a resolution regarding the war, or maybe something of that nature could also be something else. I'm just here to say the energy that I'm seeing. Then we got May. So May is more about introspection for him, and it's also a good time for financial success, which we're going to be checking up upon on the market, and you can then make some plans for the future, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. So on June, here's what happens. Here there is a transition because what you're going to read for June right here is just something they should be taken into consideration until pretty much the 14th, okay? Until June 14th, because from there we transition into a new personal year, which is going to be number 3. And that happens once his birthday hits, okay? So be mindful as you read this, because June brings achievement time, material gain, busy time. So what does that mean? Financial gains, okay? That's where you're expecting to see more money if this will be a personal reading for you. But because we're talking about Donald Trump and his effects in the cryptocurrency space, you're going to be seeing all of this stuff in the chart in a second, okay? The reason why I want to also speak about is personal year number for 2026, which is going to be number 3, is because, well, there's going to be some financial burdens for him. Okay, there's going to be some financial burdens, but there's also going to be some success. And there is a mismatch, right? Because on one thing he can, let's say, celebrate, but on some other things he can't really do that. And that is because we are in the year of the horse. The year of the horse acts in that manner. It acts with speed and passion. But it comes with disruption. It's a bold action. We can expect to see major shifts happening very, very quickly. A very quick advance. The horse is quite stubborn. Okay, there is going to be instability. For example, in crypto, you can expect to see a lot of volatility, and I'm going to be touching upon that in a second. I just want to make sure that you guys understand pretty much the overall energy that you can, of course, expect. Then again, there's going to be more. For example, from July 2026, it's going to be a personal month number 1. So there's going to be some more changes, okay? New changes, new goals for Trump. But most importantly, I would say the changes. Of course, I don't want you guys to just read this website and make assumption for a president. There's some things that are, of course, valid, some things that are not. And I will have to show more specific stuff about him, but that's for another video. And what I want to show you guys the most, okay, is what happens in Q4. Because in Q4, he has to work a lot, especially in October. Number 4 is associated with hard work, okay? So he's going to have to work hard. But do you guys know why this is going to be the case? Well, what do you have in November? That is midterms elections, okay? And November brings the number 5. Number 5 seems changes, transformation, and some instability and issues like we're saying as of March, okay? Potentially even worse. We will see, but there's going to be many changes, as you can see, in his personal and financial life. December is for finishing old things, more responsibility and things like that. But I've seen the stuff for 2027, and there's going to be a significant change. But with this out of the way, what can we actually expect for the crypto market? So let's look at the numerology for Donald Trump on the charts. Okay, so this is going to be the price action for 2025 compared to his chart. As you guys can see, based on the numerology, we are able to make these charts that also give us a graph of what we can expect for money and career, which is going to be the focus of this particular video. In the premium, I've actually broken down more about this stuff and what we can actually expect to see next year. Even things regarding to health. I don't want to touch too much into this video because it's a lot of content for some of you guys to absorb, especially because of the nature of this type of video. If you guys want to see my portfolio, my coins, how much I've invested in each coin and my entry prices, and you want to get all of my trades and exit signals, then check out the link down below. You can subscribe to our premium group. This is going to be the best deal that you can get right now. The prices will go up very soon. We want to lock in as many people as possible before the old season starts, because once the old season starts, guys, it will be too late and it will be time to sell, not to buy. So make sure to join Profit Magnets as soon as possible. Get in, secure your spot, and make this your life-changing cycle. So for now, I just want you guys to focus on the blue line, okay, of this chart. And the blue line, as you guys can see, while it's not necessarily perfect, and I will get to as to why it's not perfect, and it will never be perfect alone. Let me be clear. You can actually see quite a bit of resemblance over what has, of course, happened. Now, mind you, that the picture should be actually placed a little bit differently. But overall, now it should give you a little bit of a good idea as to what happened. As you guys can see from January, okay, I'm just going to quote this picture right here, but as of January, his money went down until March, okay? What happened to crypto? Well, we topped in January of 2025 and we went down until what? The beginning of April. From April, things changed. His money went up, crypto went up, well, Bitcoin went up, right? And where did it top? Well, now with the top, we can see that it actually topped around June. In Bitcoin terms, it actually went a little bit higher. Okay, that's why I'm saying it's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to give you guys an indication. And then it went quickly back up. It just had a dip in July. In July, we actually closed pretty strong. We then had a correction in August, as this 1 year was up. But then, as you guys can see, from pretty much August, right, we went down. Now, of course, you may say, well, you made a new all-time high on October. Sure, okay, by how much? Okay, like I think that even if you were to have just followed this chart, I think that you will have outperformed most of the people. Let's just say it how it is, right? You will have probably sold pretty close to the top, definitely not the perfect top, but pretty close to it. But then you can see that as his money went down, crypto went down. So let's move towards 2026. Now, the reason why you're said that it's not perfect and that it's not meant to be perfect is because, as I said over here, why did I show you guys the predictions for 2025? Because his birthday in 2026 hasn't hit just yet. So what I've done for you guys is I created the chart for 2026 with the projections. And here I've taken a piece of the projection from 2025 up until pretty much June. Okay, I've taken the month of from January to pretty much May and a little bit of June. The point here is that you should be overlapping in this manner because here you actually get a better understanding as to what is more likely going to happen. And as you guys can see, it's not super perfect, especially now that it goes back below the main image. But if I leave it like this, it should be clear to and you guys should be able to understand where I'm going with this, because we have seen a correction, okay, from from January, in February as well, which is the current bottom, and from March it made a bottom. Now, of course, with Bitcoin in the specific, at this moment in time at least, okay, we haven't had the monthly candle closure for March. But as of right now, the bottom has been made in February, okay? But the point here is what? There is a shift coming next in this numerology chart when it comes to money and career from the month of March. So I think that it's quite reasonable to expect an uptrend to begin very, very soon. Okay, that doesn't mean that the low cannot be wiped. I am not saying that, okay? But what I'm looking at is the macro, and what I'm sensing here is a changing trend coming very, very soon. I think that it's needed. I think that we've been selling off for quite a bit of time, and I think that a lot of people have been sitting in shorts that need to be liquidated. Okay, and that's how I think it should be. That's one of the tactics of the market maker. It's called mean reversion. Look it up if you don't know what it is. And I think that at some point we will see the reversal back up. The point here that you should be focusing on also is that this energy continues throughout May, but in June is going to change. Okay, after his birthday, it's going to change. I showed you guys why. In May and the first half of June, at least, we can expect to see some financial success for him, financial gain in June. Okay, but financial gain in this manner, in my opinion, can also be considered a potential sell-off, which is the reason why you then see a significant correction in June, followed by a pushback up in July. I don't know what it's going to happen, but in my opinion, I think that we're going to be seeing some sort of a correction this summer. Um, but the bottom overall of this year, in my opinion, okay, it's most likely going to be made, if it hasn't been made already, very very soon. And that's what it says. That's what also my technical analysis, which I'm still taking into consideration, says. We are then going to be expecting to see a correction. But why would that be the case, you may ask? Well, think about it. So the most important thing for him at this moment, in my opinion, is going to be this, which is the midterm elections, which I mentioned before. And the reason why is because it's a benchmark, okay, of how he has been doing in the office. And at this moment, right now, the current forecast, as Grok says, show that Republicans are at serious risk of losing the House. And obviously, he doesn't want to do that. Also, an important thing that we got to realize is the situation with the Fed. The Fed is in a situation of, either they don't do anything and the economy stagnates, okay, which will still lead us into a recession, or we print money, we devalue the US dollar, which will then come with some certain consequences, because there is major, well, important countries, let me just say that hold a lot of the US debt, and if you devalue the dollar, you're also taking a hit on their holdings. Okay, so that could potentially trigger a major sell-off, as just like we have seen in Black Monday in 2011, August 8th, 2011. Okay, that's money energy. The number 8 is money energy. It's no coincidence that has happened on 8th August is the 8th month, on the 8th day of the 8th month. That's a lot of money involved. Okay, so like Grok says, no presidents want to see a recession or a crashing market on his watch right before voters decide Congress. Okay, especially when Trump has made the economy markets his scorecard. Especially when you advertise yourself, okay, as a crypto president, as a pro crypto president. Do you think in your right mind, okay? Do you think that is going to go into midterms in such a situation where, because of his actions, a lot of people are turning against him and they're not really supporting him at this moment in time? I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people are mad at what is happening. The cost of oil and all of that. It's because of his action at the end of the day, right? Do you think that if he cares about the midterms, that is going to uh, come in with a bad looking market and crypto market? No, that is not going to happen. So we can actually see that exactly being the case as the situation turns around in November. Now, of course, you don't have to take necessarily this chart as gospel, but what it does show is a shift going into Q4. Okay. So after the sell-off and the slowdown that potentially happens during the summer, I don't think that it's going to be a straight-up movement to the upside. That's not what the year of the horse brings. Okay, there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of momentum, instability, impatience, emotional volatility. All of this stuff right here is the energy that we have this particular year. Okay, so there is going to be a lot that is happening, and I think that the numerology aspect of things is helping us a lot with navigating it. Now, before I wrap up, if you like this type of content, please let me know. Leave a like, comment down below your thoughts. Do you have any questions? Subscribe for more content like this. And if you have more questions, well, some of the things that you may now want to, that you may now think about is, well, what happens in 27, or what does the numerology of the Federal Reserve tell us, which is very, very interesting. Are we going into a recession, or will Bitcoin make a new all-time high this year? These are some video topics that I'm thinking about making, but you guys let me know. Let me know which video topic of this nature you would like me to make, and I will for sure deliver. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.